Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Okay, welcome to Darkest Dawn Tarot. My name is Chelsea, and this little thing on my lap here, this is Digit. She's just getting settled. I need to say, right off the gate, right out of the gate, right off the bat, one of those starts. Your energy has been very challenging lately, like very challenging lately. And so I feel for you. I really do. Because it feels rough, like really rough. It feels to me like you're trying to accomplish something, trying to make a change, and trying to assess, possibly even reconcile past energies. Yet it's either wearing you out or unsuccessful or both. So I'm going to pull some past, present, as I say that, 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Could very easily be stressing you out. And I get it. It feels very overwhelming. And that's why I listed so many things like that. That's just a few of the things that I can feel. So I can only imagine what is potentially going on with you. So I'm going to try to keep this as concise and short as possible, but yeah, I feel that there's a heavy amount of overthinking going on and stress that's keeping you up at night and burning you out, and you're just worn the F out right now. But I'm going to pull past, present, and future energies for you and see what comes up. And, Digit will be here for my emotional support. I hope you all have emotional support animals or something, or emotional support people in your life, because honestly, it feels like they could be really necessary at this point in time. She's a little cramped on my lap, but she's dealing. Okay, let's do past energies here for Virgo. Just a few messages, 2 cards, please. Past energies for Virgo. Thank you. Anything else? Thank you. Anything else? Thank you. That's a lot of cards. I'm not going to take all those, but I will be mindful of them. Okay, yeah. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, that's... All right. We've got... the 9 of Swords made an appearance again. We've got the... Yeah, it's a lot of thinking energy. We've got the 2 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles with the 2 of Wands. So this is about your mark, the mark that you're leaving behind, the mark that what you're working towards, your worth, your value. And there's the 9 of Wands. Yeah, that burnout. It's either like a lot is happening to you and it's overwhelming and too much, or not enough is happening from your efforts that you're putting in, or you don't know where to direct your efforts. These are all the things that are coming up here for me. It's like a truth-seeking venture, but yet you don't know. Like twos can be crossroads and choices, and again, it's like you don't know where to place your energy. All right, let's get... Oh, I might need to turn some of these flippers over. Anyway, let's just shuffle. My cards are getting really worn out. I think I'm going to have to invest in a new couple new decks here. And see, like, even I can't speak very clearly. I know it's a retrograde right now, and for those of you, it's a Mercury retrograde, so communication is key. And for those of you that might have possibly been born during a Mercury retrograde, I don't know, check that out. This one might be hitting you harder. Mercury retrogrades might always hit you harder if you were born during a Mercury retrograde. Like, a lot of stuff from your past could come up. Just a little side note there. Okay, current energies, please, for Virgo. Just a few messages, please. Current energies. Just a few messages. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. What was this? Four of Wands. Yeah, this has to do with your stability. So we've got the Death card, the Eight of Wands, the Chariot, and the Four of Pentacles. There's a resistance to change here. There's a resistance to progression that you're being, like, it's like things are coming in fast, but you're unwilling to let go of the thing that's blocking. There's a blockage in this movement, in this progression. Or there's too many changes available to you. And so you're steadfast in what you know because it's comfortable. But remember, and this is one of my favorite things to say to anyone, is your comfort zone will kill you. Like, life is change. That's what it's about. We have to embrace it, whether we want to or not sometimes, and we have to let things go in order to make it happen. And when I say let things go, well, I'll get to that. Let's just see. There's a Fool and the Empress. Okay. Yeah. Letting things go to grow new things. Trusting to grow new things. Those are flippers. That's why they popped up. Okay, future energies, please, for Virgo. Just a few messages. Justice. I've got Justice, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Wands with the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I feel that, hold on, there was the Ten of Swords wanted to come out, but there we go. Okay, let's see what that is. The Hierophant, the Tower, and the Three of Cups. And the Ten of Swords again, yeah. And this one here was, the Six of Coins, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this is a shaking of your traditional foundation, whatever you know to be for you. This is interesting because you get, you get a card of balance and justice, the major arcana of balance, fairness, justice, truth, honesty, all that. And then you get the minor arcana in reverse. So a sense of injustice. You get cards of fast movement and fast pace and progression and transitions and endings. And then you get this closed off, intense energy. As I said, that one of my candles just went out. You've got cards of truth and honesty and clarity over here in your past energies. And then cards of confusion and disillusion. You're all over the map here. You've got a card of higher knowledge, but then you've got a card of breaking down and higher structure, but then you've got a card of breaking down structures and starting anew. Two aces, an ace in your past and an ace in your future. Fresh starts, fresh opportunities. New goals on the horizon. This is a very conflicting reading, Virgo. It's a very conflicting reading. It's very conflicting energy, and that's, excuse me, and that's what I was saying about your energy being very difficult right now. So I don't blame you if you don't know how to navigate it, because it's heavy. Like, it's actually, and when I was thinking about, and I'm doing this because I'm trying to stretch out my back, like right in between my shoulder blades is really tense right now. And when I was meditating on your energy, that's when it started to tense up. And that's when I noticed that my back was tense. And there's no reason for my back to be tense. I woke up feeling fine. And yeah, I know I'm getting older, and sometimes, sleeping wrong is enough to throw my back out for a week. But that's not, that I felt fine when I woke up, and now it's, 9 o'clock at night, later that day. I have not done any heavy lifting other than your energy. And here we are, feeling tense. Yeah, let's pull some clarifiers and see what's going on here. Oh, my other candle just went out. And I swear I'm not accidentally blowing them out with my cards, my shuffling here. Okay, let's clarify past energies, please, for Virgo. Five of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Can't see what that one is yet. And the Hierophant again. With the Ten of Pentacles again. Page of Wands. Yeah, you're trying to get out of this muck. It really does feel like you're manifesting from a place, from a low vibrational place. So you're calling in things. You're trying to, Nine of Wands again. Yeah, you're manifesting from a burnt out, exhausted, wounded place. A wounded place. You're trying to call in what feels right for you, or what you think is the right thing for you, but in reality, you're canceling it out with your lower vibrational energy. And that lower vibrational energy can be, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to crap on you, but it could be as simple as just manifesting from a place of desperation or sadness. And so the opportunities, excuse me, I forgot, excuse me, that was very loud in the mic. I forgot my water. I was just about to reach for it, but I forgot my water. And I've got a thing in my throat. Yeah, you recognize the opportunities available to you, and you're seeking them. You actively are, but I think it's coming from a place of desperation and grief and sadness. So every time something comes your way, it's not, it doesn't work out, and so you get your hopes up, and then they come crashing down again, and then you get your hopes up and they come crashing down. And that energy right there has left you feeling anxious, because it's like, why can't I just catch a break? Why can't I just catch a break? You know, something goes well, but then on the other hand, something turns to absolute crap. Something goes well in a different area of my life, and then something turns to absolute crap again. And so you're having a tough time, which is why I like this Justice in your future energies, because it's like this constant struggle of, like, you're almost second guessing to yourself what is the truth. Like, it's kind of crazy making energy. Like, you're second guessing what is the truth. You know, I get a good job offer, and then 2 weeks later it doesn't work out because I don't fit the culture of the company or something along those lines. You know, like, you're working your butt off and it seems like it's going well, but then all of a sudden they're like, oh no, sorry, did we promise you full time? Actually, what we meant is you were going to be full time for the first 2 weeks, and then we're going to cut you down to 13 hours a week because, you know, Susan's getting back from maternity leave and her replacement quit right before we hired you. Like, something along those lines. Like, it's like the wind's constantly getting knocked out of your sails. Like, you think you're catching a break and then you're not. Something to that effect. And so, but on a deeper, more personal level, and I have to say this because the Hierophant's out here twice, is that it could be a knock on who you fundamentally are. And you could be very strongly questioning what is true and what is real within yourself. And I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to put a pin in that because I want to clarify this current energies, because something is closing out here, and there is a lot of movement. So your current energies, things are changing rapidly, and they're changing very, very fast. So let's just take a peek at that first. Let's clarify. But I don't like that four of Pentacles there in your current energies. Okay, clarify current energies, please, for Virgo, highest and greatest messages. Okay, yep. Thank you. And the Lovers. I'm not going to hold that up because it's full of naked people and we're not allowed to show naked people on YouTube anymore. So, okay, so I've got the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Again, several aces, several pages. I've got 3 aces and 3 pages. So there is a lot of fresh. There is a lot of new energy coming in, which is why I don't and with the Death card, the 8 of Wands and the Chariot, yes, makes perfect sense. This 4 of Pentacles, though, does not make a lot of sense to me. So here are your clarifying cards on that front. But and with the 8 of Cups, there's a leaving. You're leaving something once and for all, and you're moving forward from it in a solid heart space with curiosity. I feel like there was a lie. I feel like somewhere, like I feel like there was a realization in this past energies that was a lie, and you've learned it, you've realized it, you're grieving it, and now you don't know what to believe, and you're trying to move forward. But through that process of understanding what that lie was, whether it was a lie you've been telling yourself, or a lie that you were told, or multiple lies that you were told, whatever it is, you're healing from it, for one, so that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And you're choosing, with this Lovers at the bottom of the deck, you're just going to have to, here, hold on, I'll cover their little nudie bodies. There you go, you can trust me. Oh, and I've got the King of Wands again. And Justice, again, yes. You are moving forward in your higher truth, not anyone else's. You are discovering it, you are moving forward, and you are putting to rest with this Death card and the Chariot. You are moving past and away from whatever BS was told to you or you were telling yourself. But this is what makes this so big. What makes this so deep is this was institutional. Like, this was something that could have been going on for years, decades within you. I'm not even going to use hypotheticals because I don't want to potentially trigger anyone. But let's just say that the gravity that I am feeling when I started this reading off and said your energy is difficult right now, the gravity of what I am feeling for you and because of and around you, this 5 of Cups is very, very telling. And that, like, this could be family matters, any aspect of your life. I'm not going to keep listing them off, but there was a lie of some sort, and a serious one at that, something that shook you to your core, that made you question your beliefs. And it is life-changing for you right now. And retrogrades do that. Retrogrades make us, they bring up things that we maybe haven't looked at in a while, or, you know, people come out of the woodwork, people come out of the blue, and all of a sudden you're getting an email, you're getting a message going, you know, excuse me, I really wish I had brought my water in, telling you something that initially you could have thought, I could have gone my whole life without knowing that. I was perfectly content. I did not need to know that. Or you could have been enjoying, you know, like, just kind of wishing that you were still in that ignorance, because you don't see right now in the processing of that truth how it could potentially serve you. I, however, see it. So, you know, with every ending, no matter how difficult it is, presents the opportunity for a new beginning. That's what has to happen next. And we've got the Tower here. So I feel like it was a sudden truth. Or at very least, something that you maybe started digging in on because you weren't sure what to believe, where to go, and you maybe looked into it a bit. Or you are still looking into it. You're doing some digging, figuring out where to go next. Okay, you know what? I'll do this. I still don't know why this is here. This might be a bit of denial, this Four of Pentacles here. I'm going to figure that out in a second. But let's get future clarification, future energy clarification, please, for Virgo. Future energy clarification for Virgo, please. Future energy clarification for Virgo. Anything? Thank you. Six of Cups. Yeah, this is a soul bond, soul connection. Six of Wands, Three of Wands. Anything else? And the Devil. Okay. Now this is one of the first readings that I've done in a while, and I know I've been thinking about changing this up where I do past, current, and future placements. The Temperance at the bottom of the deck. Okay, again, I will show you these cards, but I got to be careful with this little devilly boy because of the nudity. So I'll just do it like this. I'll just do 2 and 2. Ta-da! That's not the right way to hold cards so you can see them, but you understand. This is the first time I've been thinking about doing this for you because this energy is so scattered. I don't feel it like I don't personally believe that time is linear, so I know that this format for me doesn't make sense, but with that belief. But here's where humans are all contradictory in a way. I do believe it's relevant to do it this way because in the 3D we apply linear time to our lives. However, I am saying to you right now that I am going to shift this reading because I've been getting devil energy since back here and here. Saturn could be doing a number on you. And so I think what it feels to me, oh, I got Temperance on the bottom of the deck again. So it feels to me what's happening here is you could be jumping through timelines, which is partly what's making this so complicated. You could be experiencing tons and tons of deja vu lately. You could be reliving things that you thought were gone, but are coming back up again. And when I say deja vu, I mean the little ones where you're like, did I dream that or is that real? Or the big ones where you're going, I've been in this scenario before. And you're watching a relationship in your life play out the exact same way that it did, say, 10 years ago. And you're going, am I the one that caused this? And trust me, Virgo, I struggle with this too. You know, when I see some of my friendships and my relationships going the same way, it's easy. And I just had a conversation with one of my really good friends about this, I think yesterday. Ignore his whining. He's not hurt. He's just jealous that she's on my lap. And Weebay, there's not enough room for you. I only have such a big lap and a tiny chair. You're okay, buddy. Oh, I apologize. There is a mosquito on the wall, and that's what he's hunting right now. And that's what he wants. So he's trying to get it. So just ignore his whining. He's not hurt. He's not in pain. He's just trying to hunt a mosquito, which I appreciate. You can get him, buddy. Okay, sorry. Back to your reading. Sorry, Virgo. What I was just talking to my friend about the other day is that it comes a point when we find ourselves in similar scenarios in our lives. So, you know, if you've been married once before, for example, and then you notice at like the 3-year mark, your second marriage is kind of hitting the same tones as your first one did, and your first one only lasted 3 years. Just a hypothetical. It's hard not to think to yourself, 9 of Swords energy, Ten of Pentacles at times, energy, Two of Swords. Is it me? It's hard not to think, is it me? When honestly, I don't know the answer to that. It could be. It could be you. It could be a pattern of behavior that you haven't changed, that you didn't heal from or look at the last time round. Or it could simply be the universe being like, hey, tap on the shoulder. We were trying to teach you a lesson last time. You didn't get it, so we're showing it to you again. But this time, you're stronger, you're better, you're more aware because you've recognized the pattern, which is a huge step of progress and growth in the right direction. So how are you going to deal with it this time? Are you going to behave the same you did last time? Or are you going to change it? Are you going to approach it differently? Are you going to recognize that this time you're married, and I'm keeping with my hypothetical, this time you're married to a different person with a different upbringing, a different set of skills, completely different personality, different everything. They're not the same person. So therefore, it is, as much as it is similar, a different scenario. Same thing with a group of friends. You might get in with a group of friends at work. Same situation applies. You're super tight, and then everyone starts slowly leaving the job, and you all kind of dissipate, and you rarely ever see each other anymore. But you think to yourself, do they not call me anymore because are they just busy, or is it something I did, or did I get distracted? Am I not putting the energy and effort in? I'm using very light examples for something that I do feel is a lot deeper than that, Virgo, but I'm just trying to keep it light here. So, but then you get into a new workplace and, you notice the same patterns and everyone starts dissipating, and then no one keeps in touch, even though you promise you're going to keep in touch. And then the next thing you know, it's just all happening all over again. And you're going, okay, was that me? Were they fair weather friends? We all were really tight and we were really close, but, and it's trying to discern that. But there's a difference between analyzing something and looking at it from, it's been years since this last experience. It's now happening again. What's changed? How have I changed? Understand that there's different people involved. But then also understanding that the fact that you recognize the pattern, that within itself is huge. It really is. Because what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Okay, I'm going to use these little cards because this Four of Pentacles here is bothering me. Can you clarify that Four of Pentacles, please, in Virgo's present energy? Thank you. Strength. And Two of Pentacles in reverse. Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Yeah. The instability is hurting you. It's like you're trying to cling to whatever you possibly can because this change, Page of Swords again, and the Nine of Swords again. This change is throwing you for a loop. Chariot, Ten of Pentacles, Three of Swords, and Ace of Cups. You're going to have to be brave and embrace the change. Because I think it's happening whether you want it to or not. Sorry, I'm smiling at Weaving. You're going to have to be brave and embrace the change for the stability that you require. And there's a lesson here that you still haven't learned, that you're learning currently. Here, it was a bit unknown. But it's seeped within the truth that you found out. Okay, now show me this devil here with the 3 of Wands. Thank you. 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, King of Cups, and the Empress. Yeah, it's hindering your progress. That devil, it's fear. It's fear. Okay, I don't need any more clarifiers because we've had Temperance at the bottom of the deck twice. Okay, so what, and I'm if it shows up in your advice, then I might, I was going to say I might poop myself. That's just, I'm trying not to swear, and it doesn't sound as great as saying I'm going to off. Anyway, look, this fresh new start of balance and all this, the reason why there's this tug of war and back and forth of low level energy and high energy is because of this 4 of Pentacles. And because there's something, unfortunately, that you don't want to look at that's getting in the way of your success. There's something that you don't want to look at, and it's getting in the way of your abundance. It's hindering some level of growth. And it stems from, on a soul level, from a long time ago. And I'm sorry to call you out like that, Virgo, but that's the only thing I can think of. And because I think this process that you're undergoing here, this transformational death, Chariot, 8 of Wands, as much as it's coming in fast, the application of it with Temperance here is going to take a while, and it's going to alienate you. You're going to have to actually, oh, there's the mosquito. You're going to actually have to pull a U and do that hermit mode stuff that you do, where you go inside and you heal and you retreat. It's a looking within. I'm getting all these cards, and I'm just getting hermit energy. That's what I'm getting for you. Okay. But yeah, no, that devil energy it's fear. It is fear of looking at the hard stuff within you. And that's what's throwing you out of balance. And you can get all these amazing opportunities. You know, it's easy to look at the truth. When you get a hard truth where you find out that something was a lie, it's easy to react, right? Like the lie I was talking about earlier. It's easy to be like, well, everything I know is a lie, and you freak out and leave. It's easy to do that. It's harder to go, why was I lied to? Why was I lying to myself? What was I supposed to learn in all that? Connect with your heart space. There's a lot of emotional cards here. And now you have all 4 aces on the table, just so you know. So if you put this work in and you go through the motions of this and find the strength within you, which I know you have, call upon Source. This is a great time to collaborate with Source on this, or God, or the divine, or universe, or whatever you want to call it, spirit. If you do that, I firmly believe that these aces will present themselves, and you will be rebirthed in a new way. Brand new Virgo is about to show up. One that isn't scared. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying you're scared. I'm just saying you have a lot of fear around this healing. It might be uncomfortable. It might require a solid professional in some way, shape, or form to help you through it, or just a really good group of friends or family members, trusted people in your life, in order to help you through this, and a lot of introspective work. But clinging to the past is not going to let the future unfold. Clinging to your fears is going to block any positive manifestations that are coming in, and any balance, any universal or physical or 3-dimensional balance, any growth, any abundance, any expansion of your heart space, any expansion of your knowledge. And it's also, what is the one thing I'm looking for? There's something with that Strength card. Holding on to a brave front and not letting your emotions through is not being brave. Being vulnerable is brave. That's what this is. That's what these cards are asking you. They are asking you to be vulnerable. First and foremost with yourself. Second with the universe. That's included. You and yourself and your higher self and the universe. Potentially your inner child. I think you need to face and be brave with your inner child. Be brave to face your inner child. Ask it what it needs. Because with the King of Wands here, you've got the passion and the drive to do it. I just saw the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, give me some advice for Virgo, please, before this goes on too long. Some advice, please, for Virgo. Just 3 cards of advice, please, for Virgo. Queen of Cups. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You almost got the mosquito. Anything else? Anything else? Thank you. Oh, no, those ones just slid off my hand. That doesn't count. I do want to see what they are. The Hierophant again. 5 of Cups again. 7 of Pentacles, Contemplation, the King of Cups. Okay, well, yeah. What did I say? Knight of Cups again. That's 3 times the Knight of Cups has shown up, and the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And the Page of Wands again. You are getting so many repeat cards. This is a serious self-examination. I know that I've got Digit on my lap. Otherwise, I would get the card and show it to you. But I know that that's the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So you're just going to have to trust me on that. I can see it. It's face up. It's in reverse. With this little dog, I don't want to disturb her. I think she's asleep now. So you're just going to have to trust me on that one. But with the Temperance and these cards, there is a serious self-examination going on right now. You are learning lessons that I feel you have either been avoiding because they're scary or they're super deep with that Temperance, or because you feel like they're going to alienate you from your community in some way. But these are lessons of the heart. These are lessons of the higher self. These are emotional lessons. These are lessons about your emotional stability. And with that 9 of Pentacles in reverse there, the advice is make sure you give to yourself before you give to anyone else. Because right now, from the looks of it, all of these cups you should be filling for you instead of putting elsewhere. Because all of this confusion going on within your mind is not allowing your heart space to fill up. You have there's tons of love here. There's tons of fire. There's tons of passion. There's tons of intelligence. And Virgos are very intelligent and very analytical. But I think you're thinking yourself out of all those things and thinking yourself out of your emotions. And this reading is a reminder that your emotions are just as important as your intellect. Just as important, if not more. Your heart chakra needs a direction. And that direction is the truth. Your inner truth. And these emotional lessons that can grow your abundance. You've had so many repeat cards. And I think what you thought was Death card again at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I think what you thought was, and the Hierophant was under here too. I think what you thought was the way to structure things and the way that things should be is changing within you. I think that lie could have come from within, not through any fault of your own. Pre-programming. We've all nature versus nurture, right? It's hard to say. But you got to conquer that fear and open up to what you're capable of. All right, on that note, love, I love you and I got to go. I'll talk to you soon, Virgo. All the best.